For most of us, behaving well with other people and dealing with them respectfully and in a civilized way is our second nature. We live in a society and we try to be nice and kind to others as much as we can. We believe that we are good and decent individuals and we want to be perceived as such by the people around us. Simply, a lot is at stake when you are dealing with other people. If you are being rude and disrespectful, there are consequences. People won't accept you and you will be banished from society and left on your own. But when it comes to our relationship with ourselves, it's a completely different story. We disrespect and shame ourselves, and we have so many different angry voices inside of us that judge us about a lot of things that we say and do. Many of us tend to speak more harshly, yelling and cursing ourselves whenever we do a mistake or fail at something. We are often just so rude and unkind to ourselves, and unlike when we behave with other people, we think that talking to ourselves and behaving in such a way has no real consequences, which is completely wrong. Being so negative and harsh on yourself shatters your self-esteem and self-confidence in so many ways that might not be so obvious at first glance. Just imagine saying the same things that you say to yourself when you are frustrated, angry, or disappointed to the people who are close to you instead. Would that be okay for them? If you told someone you care about rude and harsh things like, "You don't deserve to be happy, you will always be miserable," how would they react? Most people aren't going to accept that. They will get really hurt and they will lose their respect for you. And most likely, they will even cut you out of their lives eventually. Which, to be honest, is the right thing to do. And they would deserve a friend who would treat them better and in a kinder way. So how exactly is it different when we direct that negative energy towards ourselves? It isn't. We keep saying and doing shitty things to ourselves that hurt us so deeply, and that's a big reason why we feel like a mess and lack self-love and therefore self-confidence. When we keep treating ourselves in such a way, our relationship with ourselves becomes toxic and absent of three core things: trust, care, and love. And without these three things, true self-confidence that make us secure in ourselves is just impossible to build and work on. Think about it in the sense of the different forms of relationships that we are all accustomed to and experience in our daily lives with our partners, friends, or family. Such relationships and connections cannot work and function properly when these three fundamental things are lacking. All three need to exist between people in order to hold these relationships together, making us feeling secure and confident in the relationship. What many of us forget and don't realize though is that this is exactly how it works when it comes to our relationship with ourselves. You need to build trust in it, you need to take care of it, and you need to grow the love for it. If any of these things are lacking, then the relationship isn't functional nor healthy. So now let us go in depth on these three fundamental things that are required for having a healthy relationship with ourselves. Practicing these things and working on them is bound to make us feel more confident and secure in our own skin. When we promise other people that we are going to do something, we feel obligated to fulfill these promises no matter what. And of course, sometimes we fuck up and end up not keeping some of these promises. And when that happens, the other person might get disappointed in us. And if we keep breaking our promises over and over again, the trust between us might eventually fade away. It is just the way it is. People want to trust what you say you will do, as it is a sign of maturity and respect to own your words. Breaking such a sacred thing in relationships is a very big deal. It is not different whatsoever when you promise yourself that you are going to do or not do a thing. Your words and the things you tell yourself have weight. They get registered in your subconscious, and when you keep breaking your words and promises, then the trust in yourself is bound to fade away. And when your self-trust is broken, you start to doubt yourself in everything that you are thinking, feeling, and doing in your life. Trusting yourself is necessary in order to have confidence in the things that you are trying to do and achieve. When you trust yourself, you become sure of everything that you are doing. Consistently keeping your words and promises is what builds that trust. Whatever you say you are going to do, you need to take action. Start building that good habit. Work on quitting that other habit. Wake up at the time you say you are going to wake up, etc. The more promises you keep, the more trusting you will become of yourself. It is as simple as that. Your mind is what makes the experience of this amazing life possible through our consciousness. And your body is a temple that carries you around and helps your mind. In order to have a healthy relationship with yourself, you need to show yourself that you care about your body and mind. Being someone who takes care of their body and mind means that you are disciplined and are aware of what information you feed your brain and what food you ingest in your body. You spend your leisure time wisely and carefully, and you surround yourself with positive things and people, and you stay away from negativity and things that are going to bring you down. When we are with people that we truly care about, we tend to always be there for them. We listen to their problems and we help them with things. We basically show them how we care for them. And just in the same way, we need to show ourselves that we care about our lives and how we spend our time. Love is not something that comes in an instant. We might have a crush on somebody and like them and get excited about them, but that isn't love. True love is something that happens after meeting someone for a long time and seeing how they really are deep inside. Love happens through our actions, the little things that we say and do for the other person. After we have known someone for a while, we start to notice more things that we like about them, that accumulate through time and make us realize that we might love someone. And self-love is exactly like that. It grows naturally when we accumulate good things that we do for ourselves. When we build good habits and we stick with them. When we have hobbies that we care about and skills that we are trying to develop. And we are always striving to be better people who are doing good things in the world. Focusing on doing such things for a long period of time is going to stack, and at some point we start to look back at our lives, how we used to live and how we are living now, all the positive things that has happened and are still happening is going to give us evidence that our lives has improved and all the negativity starts to go away. The self-loathing, the shame and the guilt fade and get replaced by things like self-respect and pride that make us start to truly love ourselves. It is hard to tell when or why exactly do we start with a negative self-talk and to beat ourselves up. Many things play a role. Our upbringing, the different traumas that we face, the media that we consume, and our friend circle. But to be honest, the source of all of this self-inflicted negativity that we all fall into in different stages of our lives doesn't really matter. What matters is how we go on living our lives after we notice and become aware of how badly we treat ourselves whenever something goes against our ways. Do we keep falling in the same negative loops, or do we try to break them and change our relationship with ourselves? If some relationship isn't working with another person, we could simply end it and find a better partner or friend. But we have to live with ourselves until the moment we die. So is it really wise to have that relationship damaged and broken from all the negative self-talk? There is always room for improvements and changing the way we judge and talk to ourselves. We can change the negative voices inside of us into other ones that want the best for us. It just requires practicing things that improve this relationship. By keeping our promises and taking care of ourselves, and then looking back at all the good things that happened in our lives and seeing how we are changing for the better. Good things stack, and at some point it becomes evidential that we love ourselves, and that self-love will manifest into true self-confidence.